Hello. Today let's talk about a subject that has a lot of misconceptions around it. The actual definition of political correctness. There is a lot of straw manning, a lot of possible Orwellian doublespeak on the subject. I think perhaps a whole lot of willful ignorance. David Pakman already made a video on this subject this year, and he gave a very good, well nuanced explanation. A lot of what I'll be saying in this video he already said, and I would like to put my own personal take on the subject. The definition of political correctness, what is actually defined as political correctness, is determined a lot like how words are defined in the English dictionary, and like how the grammar rules of English are determined. It's not like someone with an education decides that this is a boulder. Well, there's a boulder under these leaves. It's not like someone who gets a job at the dictionary just declares words definitions. People with an education will often advocate that we use certain words certain ways, but they don't actually have any power to do so unless people agree with them. So what usually ends up happening is that you and I will agree to call this a tree. And since we agree that this is a tree, those at Oxford and Webster and other dictionaries will record our definition of tree. And how this relates to what is defined as politically correct or politically incorrect, well, if I were, let's say, not white, and I were to run for Congress in a white majority district and constantly use offensive terms to refer to white people, like perhaps round eyes or honkies or whatnot, then I would certainly lose the election. Now, I have every right to free speech. This debate is not about free speech. This debate is about what terms people find positive or offensive to different ethnic groups, or to different religious groups, or to different sexual orientations, whatnot. So it's just so easy to understand. It wasn't probably wasn't easy to understand back in the time when we were all divided into our little groups and we didn't need to win support from people who were different. Back in the 50s, if you wanted to win an election, you only had to appeal to white people, and you could say whatever you wanted about anyone else because they probably weren't voting. But these days, everybody gets a vote. You gotta talk respectfully. This is also important in another regard. I was born in the 80s, and in the 90s, in the aughts, it was commonly understood by people of my generation that to make America great, black people and white people and other Americans, Americans with disabilities, Americans who are LGBT like myself, have to learn to get along and to talk about each other in respectful ways. We do not want Donald Trump being president, because even if he is doing good things for white people, which he's not, he is ruining our relationships with other people. We want America to be strong, and we want tight relationships with American countries and with European countries. We are politically correct. We are. It's not just Latinos offended by negative remarks about Latinos, but white people as well are offended when you refer to their friends in derogatory ways. You will not only lose their vote, but you will lose our vote as well. And we have every right not to vote for people who are not politically correct. What more can I say on the matter? I mean, like, I could probably wrap this up, but if you just don't understand this, man, you're stupid. How do you expect America to be great? How do you expect to win support from people if you are offensive? Yes, you do have a right to talk however you like, but we're not violating your rights by saying you do not have prerogative to talk that way. If you talk that way, we'll not throw you in jail, but we will not hold the door open for you.